he made a wish at the cemetery, hoping to see his deceased mother again. At this time, a magical thing happened. Thomas suddenly fainted. When he woke up, he found that his hands had become very young. At this time, Thomas riding a bicycle became much easier. When passing a mirror, Thomas found that he had become a teenager. So he thought of his mother, whom he had not seen for many years. Thomas came to the door of his house with uneasiness in his heart. He saw a familiar yet strange man appear at the door. At this time, Thomas remembered that this person was his father. Thomas came home. He found a familiar figure in the kitchen. That person was his mother, whom he had not seen for 40 years. Thomas held back his tears. Then he came to his room. Looking at his favorite movie posters on the wall, various animal model toys, some pop music records. After Thomas saw these, his childhood memories resurfaced. Thomas thought all this was a dream. When he woke up and ate dinner at night, he found that his father, mother and sister were still around. Thomas had many questions in his mind. Is this really not a dream? The next morning, Thomas woke up and looked like a teenager. He habitually touched his chin. Although he looked only 15 years old, he had the thoughts of a 50-year-old in his head. Thomas goes to school with his sister. At school, Thomas saw his former good friend. Thomas wanted to know what was going on, but he soon got the answer to this question. After school, Thomas's friend invited him home to play. At his friend's house, Thomas saw a science fiction novel. It was about a person who traveled back to the past to change his life. Thomas seemed to understand something. He left his friend's house immediately. According to the setting in the novel, traveling back to change fate, so he must have traveled back to change something. Thomas thought that something big would happen this year. Dad would suddenly leave them all one day. No one knew why. There were no signs. Thomas wanted to ask his dad why he left, but Thomas thought it was too strange to ask these questions now. In the end, he didn't say anything. However, he noticed a detail that he hadn't noticed before. Dad stayed in the bathroom for a long time every night as if hiding from Mom. Thomas thought their relationship was not stable. Then, Thomas got another piece of evidence. Mom asked Thomas to send food to Grandma. So Thomas rode his bike to Grandma's house. Thomas found Dad's childhood photo album at Grandma's house. There was a special photo in the album. It showed Dad and Mom, and there was a strange man next to them. So, Grandma told Thomas the reason. Thomas knew that Dad and Mom were together. They are not together because of love. Thomas guessed the real reason why his father left, but he had no clear evidence.